have not been on here for a while, so there's been a lot of current events that have gone viral that we just haven't had a chance to speak on. We did want to touch base on the Shanquella Robinson case that, has taken the nation by storm. Everyone has heard of Shanquella Robinson. She's 25 years old. She was traveling with a group of her so-called friends to Mexico, and unfortunately, she never came back. Her friend said she had alcohol poisoning, but after the autopsy and other evidence came out, they found out that it was more like foul play. And I think her neck was internally broken. And there was a video that had surfaced of one of the girls fighting her. I would say attacking her, because Shanquilla was not fighting the girl back.
Sure.
They attacked her naked. And you could hear some of the other people in the background saying, "Shanquilla, are you going to fight back at least? At least fight her back." And Shanquilla said no. And then the girl would just hit her, beat her up. So unfortunately, we don't know the details, because the people that have come back from Cabo that were with Shanquilla, they have literally gone MIA. And one or two people have made like some public statements like a few months ago, but they've gone MIA since. I think Mexico has issued like some arrest warrants for at least one person. So we're still waiting as Americans to hear how that's going to work, since this whole case happened overseas. We don't know how that's going to play out in Mexico, all right? But what I do know is that nobody wants to go to jail in Mexico, okay? So that's just crazy how this situation played out, and it really hits home for me because I'm a traveler, and I done been on so many girls' trips, and it's been so much shit that went down at these girls' trips, drama and people having attitudes and people wanting to leave early. And I gotta thank God that it never got to that for me, and that I always made it home safely. But I can totally see how something like this could play out and how it could go left like this, especially dealing with a group of girls. And it's very, very easy for girls to switch on one another. Yeah, I've seen girls just switch like this, and then now it's a group of girls ganging up on one girl. All it takes is, one little, whisper in somebody's ear about, "Girl, she said so and so about you." That all it takes is that for somebody to switch up on you. And it's sad that it can be done on vacation when you're vulnerable, you're in a different
around the people you're supposed to be safe with.
Yeah, you're thinking that these people will ride or die for you if anything goes wrong, and then these people bring harm to you in a different country. So, as sad as this case is, and I hate to even look at stuff like this, I have to look at it and analyze it and let it sit in my spirit, because like I don't want to go forward and not take heed to what is happening out here, because if it can happen to Shanquilla, it can happen to us, So just be careful, like who you're traveling with, who you call your friends. Like, even if you've had any gut feelings that people really don't have your best interest, you got to go with those feelings, because you don't want to ever risk being in a dangerous situation with somebody who really couldn't care less about you. And I know it happened to me. I'm not going to name no names, but I went to Coachella one year with somebody who I considered a friend that I had known for at least a decade. We went to high school together. I'm like, okay, I know her. But when I had got around her and her other friends, I didn't know her other friends, and she kind of changed her personality. So I ended up being like left at a venue. I had to ride the shuttle back by myself to the house. It was like 45 minutes back to the house. And, I had got there I came there with 7 girls. So the girl I knew basically had left me. So it's just like, luckily I didn't, die, nothing crazy happened to me, but it's just like anything could have happened to me. And it goes to show that you really have to be careful with people you're traveling with. It's sad.
I literally struggle to find words for this case situation for so many reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like we as a society now more than ever praise the violent culture of things. People don't talk anymore. People don't even really fight anymore. Like to fight. Like it's more like I want to kill you. Do you know what I mean? Like, You know, we used to, come on, growing up, you know, you witnessed around the fight, you bop, 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 girl, weave out, you know what I mean? Bop, bop, you know, don't talk shit.
It's not like that anymore.
It's not like that anymore. It is literally, I'm fighting to, like, you're not going to make it home. And it's not even over really anything about anything. So it just, and I say that to say, regardless of you putting your hands on people and whether you feel that's right or wrong or indifferent, what I'm just saying is it's just gotten to a place where people just don't value human life anymore. People don't value family life, friendships. Like, we all have our cliques. We have the people we click with. But there are so many times, I feel like, where you have to really, like you said, Whitney, take inventory of even those people that are around you. If you notice some weird vibes, don't just be like, oh, well, you know, yeah, I mean, I noticed it. It was weird, but, you know, that's just her or that's just him.
Yeah. Every time I do that, it bites me in my ass. It circles back
and bites you in the ass. And again, I get it. We all have our disagreements. We may have an argument with your friend. You may have some disagreements. But it's when it gets that, and I always use this word weird, but when it starts to get weird in that weird space, which could be jealousy. It could be, you know, damn, this person, I'm noticing you're only around me when I got shit fucked up. But when all this good stuff is happening that I've been like trying to bust my ass for, you're nowhere for me to be, you know, to be able to share it. You know, you just those weird vibes. In another way you could look at being weird. Another way you can look at being weird is character. Stuff that's character flawed. Not that we had a disagreement about, girl, you stepped on my shoe and you didn't say excuse me. We're not talking about surface level, or we're not even talking about, I don't like the way that you really talked to me the other day, or you kind of didn't consider my feelings when you went and did. Those things that's not character. That's more so like, I felt some type of way when you did that, friend. Can you not do that no more? I'm talking about things that are like, you feel sometimes you really don't like me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're around me. It's like you're around me, but you don't really
like me. And you know what stood out to me? Because I watched a lot of the videos and footage that got leaked from Shanquilla's case so far. And one of the videos, I think it was of the night before, she died. She was walking around the mansion, the villa, and she, I guess, was ready to get into the pool. So she's like, where's everybody at? Where's everybody at? It's time to get naked. It's time to get in the pool. Where y'all at? And crickets, quiet as fuck. On vacation in Mexico, night one, in a mansion. So first of all, so why are everybody so quiet? And so she all yelling, where y'all at? Where y'all at? They don't say anything until she walks into the room. She gets into the room. She sees everyone in the room. They just stand around looking like, we just trying to figure out what we're gonna wear. Like, energy down. Didn't answer her energy up. She's like, hey y'all, where y'all at? And she finally finds them in the room. They ostracize themselves. You know what I'm saying? They done all secluded themselves. They quiet, plotting. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit probably. And it reminds me, because it's like one of the first signs that people really don't fuck with you is when they get a chance, any chance they can to exclude you, they're gonna do it. Any chance they can to make you feel like an outsider, they're gonna do it. And that it don't matter how small it is. It could be like, oh, why y'all sitting over that side of the table or I'm on this side? Pay attention, because it's little shit like that. When people don't want you to feel included, it's a reason for it.
For sure. So I'd say my biggest advice is just to take inventory of your circle, especially as we go into this new year. It's something about, people like to joke about New Year's resolutions, or people cutting things out and cutting things off. It's like, oh, you just doing the New Year's. Yeah, I'm doing the New Year because it's something that feels good about a fresh start. Fresh starts are lit. And if you are awake and God shows you and you make it over into the new year, celebrate that new fresh start. You know what I mean? Yep. Forget what people are saying and it's an old thing and da-da-da-da. You're just doing this because it's a new year. Yeah, I am. And you didn't make it over. You didn't make it into my new year. You know what I mean? As my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say this: there's no better time than to do that. You don't owe anybody any explanation.
No.
You don't owe any if they were weird to you, or if they've shown you things where you can look back and be like, damn. You don't always have to wait till something monumental happens. Because sometimes when that it's too late because you didn't been isolated, you didn't they didn't steal from you, they didn't took your man, they didn't did this. By then it's like, well, shit, nobody told me. You
girl, we here, okay? Me and Mia, we on some Pisces shit, okay? You could look at us. You could leave our order off of a fucking group pickup, and I'm done. I'm done with you. Like we're not talking anymore. We're not friends anymore. Like it's little shit.
It's really the little.
It's not things. Really. It's little things, but it's not little because it's little things that shows your character. Because it's like I would never do that to you. You know what I'm saying?
To a friend.
Yes.
And maybe the conversation needs to be, what is a friend? What is your definition of a friend?
Mm-hmm.
And start from there. And then list out everyone who you call your friend. Because I think we're so quick to be like, oh, girl, that's my homegirl. That's my friend. That's my friend. Does she know she your friend? Because your friend was over here talking. Like, so that may be where you start is, what does a friend mean to me? And then who am I calling in my circle of my friends?
Yeah. And take inventory of, I hate for it to be this way sometimes, but take inventory of the levels at your, who's in your circle, what level are you at and what level are they at? Because from what I have read about this case and also been researching, Shanquilla was financially a lot more well off than the people she was traveling with. She booked that resort in her name on her credit card fully. It was like $3,000 a night. So that's like $10,000 right there, all in her name. Not saying they didn't give her money back on the back end, but that's still, she's taking initiative, basically saying, I have it, I can cover the cost plus incidentals. You know what I'm saying? So
it's her birthday.
That right there is like she's traveling with people.
Birthday. Come on.
No, it wasn't her birthday. It was one of the people's birthdays she was traveling with.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, so that makes it even worse. Like she was being a good friend, like booking it on her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and they said she was very successful. She had I went on her business page. She had a business page with like 50,000 followers. She was a braider for kids' braids, and braiders make a lot of money.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she started her own business.
She looked like she was very well, based on some of the photos that I saw, like, social media stuff, like she looked very packaged, like very nice, present, like, marketing. Like she just looked like I would probably reach out to her for my braids or whatever,
Exactly. And I just can't, it just makes me feel like, jealousy. You just can't, sometimes as much as you want to hang with everybody and help bring people up, it's just like everybody really just can't though. And you really have to sometimes cut people off that are not on your level, or just even, it don't have to be financial level. It could just be mentality. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the same ambition. They don't have the same spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's just, sometimes you got to see who's on your level and who's not. And it don't mean that you don't wish them well, but they just can't rock with you.
And stop telling everybody what you got going on. Because people will want to, they will poo-poo on your shit so quick. Or they just want to know like what you got going on. You just want to make sure if it's important, if it's anything that's important to you, keep it very close to you until you recognize, especially if you've been seeing some behaviors that have made you kind of be like, okay, that's weird. Definitely don't share the things that are important to you with those people. You know what I mean? Hold it until it's already happened, because that's one of the things, like you said, not everybody's happy for you. Not everybody who watches you. Not everybody who watches you, family included too. Family's not excluded from this conversation at all.
Never. No.
So, but it's unfortunate. Yeah. Prayers to her. I pray that they get some justice around this, because I heard
so too, man.
That there was when they interviewed everybody had a different version of the story, which I think is weird.
Girl, everyone had a different version of the story, and these people were so cold freaking hearted that they went back to this girl's mama's house and set up at her mama's house for 3 days lying to this lady until the autopsy report dropped. And then they never came back because they thought that they was going to get away with lying, saying that she drunk herself to death. Like Mexico ain't got no damn medical people to verify that. Like, girl. So we'll see how this all plays out.
We follow and hope to see justice on. We will be reporting on this on our page, amongst other things like this.
Let me ask you this, Mia, before we move off of this. How do you feel about everyone that was there? Do you feel like everyone that was there should be held responsible in some way, or do you feel like just the girl that hit her?
No, I feel like everybody should be held accountable in some way. And here's why. The fact that it took all the amount of time that it took to even get to the bottom of this, when there were several people. Let's start with the cameraman or the people that were. Let's just start
recording.
There. We don't even got to go anywhere else. Let's start with the person that was like, "Oh, girl, like let me get this on film." But then you all
let me get you naked, getting beat up. Yeah.
Then you have the nerve in your group to go back and say that there was food poisoning. The girl died of alcohol poisoning. I mean, it's so wrong on on every possible level. I would want each of those people held accountable to the furthest extent based on the level of which they were involved. So do I think that the person who actually whooped her ass should be held at the same level as the person recording? Maybe not. But if there is a charge for you recording it and being an accomplice and not saying anything and telling the truth, whatever that extent is, you need to be held accountable for that too. Because this case needs to be a firm, case, they need to make an example out of this case.
Yeah, I know.
Specifically because this was something that I can see happening again and again. And this is just one of the ones that, we've shed light on. There's probably stuff like this all the time, crazy stuff. You know what I mean? That doesn't
all
even
the
get
time,
this attention. But people need to know you cannot just do stuff like this.
And thought you was really gonna get away with that shit. Like,
I thought you were really gonna get away with it. The fact that you guys are hiding from the media, you don't want to say anything to the media. You didn't want to, like, if I was in that situation and I was an accomplice, I'm the first one telling. I'm gonna be like, look,
I'm telling.
This is what happened. This is what happened.
Yep.
This is because where things got messed up. Like,
here's where I can give them grace. Okay, say there was one person there who really, honestly, genuinely didn't have nothing to do with it. Maybe they wasn't even in there when Shanquella got beat up. Maybe they was asleep when Shanquella got beat up. Okay, how about that? Say maybe they don't. I can understand you being scared to the point of, okay, if they come in here and think that we did something to her, they're gonna think everyone did something to her and we're all never leaving Mexico. And I'm like, but I didn't do it. I was asleep. Y'all niggas did it. You know what I'm saying? So I can even give you the grace to say you needed to get out of Mexico. All right. But if you had nothing to do with that situation and you knew what happened there was wrong, as soon as you touched down on American soil, you should have been at the police station, the embassy, I'm calling everybody, the news, everybody, because I'm snitching on y'all to know I had nothing to do with this. Only reason I went along with that shit because I didn't want to get trapped in Mexico because of what y'all did. You know what I'm saying? That could be the only logical reason I could see why they may have lied to the people in Mexico. But once you get back on American soil, you're kind of safe and protected in that, right? Where you could have told the truth then. You know what I'm saying? So it's been almost 2 months now and no one has come forward with the truth. So in my mind, all of y'all are guilty and all of y'all had a part in it.
Right. I agree with that. Yep. That would be a possibility for sure. For sure.
Girl.
But they can all go to hell.
They better hope somebody don't get to them because this is some shit where street justice would really, you know what I'm saying? People kill over stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be playing with people's family members like this.
Especially when you do it in that regard. Like, that's what I'm saying. People are just such punks now. They wait to do all these different types of things. Like, if back in the day, you had a problem with somebody, you come to them, you step to them. It wasn't no hush-hush. It wasn't no ulterior motive. It was like, nah, nigga, this is what you did. What's up? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but y'all wait till the girl's probably intoxicated. You probably drugged her or
And
whatever the case may
sleep.
be. She looked loopy. She looked like she didn't know what
Yeah.
was going on. Like, y'all did her
Naked.
so dirty to the point where y'all knew what y'all were doing.
Girl.
You guys,
There's no way.
Which is why there was intent. There was clear. I mean, it's all just so messed up. But
I just could never sit by and watch someone get attacked like that. Like, that girl was not fighting back. If somebody's not fighting back, that's not a fight. You're attacking them. You're bullying them. You know what I'm saying? You're a big aggressor. Anyone in that room should have broken that fight up and got that girl off of her.
Somebody should have broken it up, called the reception people. They could have done so many things other than sit there and record and watch. There were you can't tell me that there was not something somebody could have done. I don't care what it was.
Yeah.
Y'all just gonna wait till her ass got whooped for y'all to then what?
Yeah. And it's just like, why would y'all, like, how miserable are you to want to fucking have a fist fight on the first day in Mexico, bitch, on a $3,000 mansion?
Y'all, like, I feel like, to be honest with you, they probably was plotting before they even went to Mexico, to be honest with you.
Gotta be. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, this could have been so premeditated where they kind of had it. We're like, let's get her drunk the first night, y'all, and then let's get it.
Ass.
Yeah. Because there was some other video that circulated of the first night Shanquilla presumably sleep in one of the loungers outside by the pool, and her friend walks up to her recording her. It's like, look like we got our first dead body. That's what he said. And this was before she was, deceased or whatever. This is like, she's sleeping. We could see she was sleeping and moving around, but he literally out his mouth said, look like we got our first dead body. So when I tell you it was some evil going on up there, girl, yep, believe people when they tell you who they are, y'all. Believe them. But God bless Shanquilla. We will be following this case.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be following this case until we see justice, and more cases like this, or just cases in general. So if you all have or know about some injustice that's been happening that you want media to shed more light on, we would love to be able to cover it and shed light on it or whatever. Send it to our DM or tag us in it, whatever. We're trying to shed as much light on stuff like this as possible. Because people don't care about Black media like that,
No.
Unfortunately, some do, but for the most part, in comparison to white media. But
yep. So, like Mia said, if y'all have anything y'all want to get on our platform to speak about, you can reach out to us at Melon and Me Podcast on Instagram. You can also email us at melanandmepodcast@gmail.com. So we're going to be taking on some guests and stuff coming into the new year. That's one of our resolutions for our show. So we're going to get live face-to-face with some of y'all. So we really want to hear your stories.